So my Intel Pentium advertisement is now hanging in the studio. I love this picture. Welcome to Retro Machines. My name is Victor Bart and look at this. I made a Retro Machines t-shirt with a 3DFX and a Quantum 3D logo. And here on the back even a bigger 3DFX logo and Quantum 3D Intel Pentium 3. I found this HP ML350 in a dumpster and I posted it on the Home Labs Facebook group. And a few reactions were, yeah, this server deserves to be in a dumpster. So this will be interesting to see what this machine is, if it still works and if it deserves to be in a dumpster or is it still kinda usable. I didn't try it out yet, but the nice thing is it came with the keys. Let's open the case. We have one CPU installed, we have still memory installed, no hard drives, SAS controller, so the system looks complete. Uh-oh, this cap is blown. This cap is blown. So, end of the video, we will just scrap this machine. That was quick. Let's fire up this machine and see if it still works. Otherwise, yeah, we will just take it apart. The interesting thing, it says 8 memory bank, so I still hope it works because I have some memory to test. Oh shit, I see all kinds of dust flowing out of the system into my studio. Okay, it still fires up. HP Proliant. Oh, it also has ILO support, so remote management. LSC SAS controller. HP Smart Array. Broadcom Net Extreme. It's pretty quiet, this machine. Attempting boot from CD-ROM from Nick. We are now in the BIOS system options. Let's see, is there anything interesting? PCI devices. We have ATES 1000 video controller, HP integrated light out, HP gigabit, just normal standard stuff. Advanced options. Processor options. We can run virtualization on this machine. Quad core CPU, 2.5 GHz, 133 MHz frontside bus. That's not bad. And it supports 2 CPUs, but then we need to have a second cooler and a VRM. Let's see if it boots the Ultimate Boot CD, because I want to use this machine as a mem test machine. And the date on all the cards is around 2008. So I think this machine is from 2008. Let's go to memory, memtest 86. We have a Xeon E5420 running at 2.5 GHz with 4 cores. And we have 2 GB memory installed, so let's upgrade that. I have some server memory that I still need to test out. And as you can see, it's quite a lot of modules. This is 60 modules or 4 GB each. FB-dimm, I see 8 memory banks. That will be a lot of runs of memtest 86, but then I know if all the memory is okay. And I got this whole pack for free. That's always nice to get. And also the Apple Xserve uses this kind of memory. So I also have a set to upgrade that machine. Okay, this looks okay. So let's turn off the server and first give an overview of this machine. And then I will install the memory and test it out. Normally we begin with the outside of the server, but not this time, because let's first start in the server. We have 8 memory banks, all FB-dimm, 2 CPU slots. It supports 2 quad cores. I think the maximum is the E5400 series. To install the second CPU we need a VRM here. so it's not really easy to upgrade this machine. Also an extra cooler, but that's pretty standard, and normal active cooling. Here we have the remote management chip, the iLoad 2 chip, and that runs quite hot, to be honest. Here the video chip, also quite hot. Maybe this system needs to have some airflow. 3 PCIe slots and 3 PCI X slots. Here we have the parallel port, an extra COM port. Here a RAID cache module with battery backup. It looks like that we have a single SATA port here on the motherboard for the CD-ROM player. Here we have the SAS connectors for the front base. Here we have floppy and IDE. So this is really a server that is in between, like really old and a bit newer. It's still an old machine, but it is like the machine in between big generation steps. We have 5.25 inch base, and that's quite rare for a server. And here we have the unit to install the hard drives, but I will show that if I take off the front. Here in the rear we have 2 fans, and here in the middle we have no fans. And there's one card installed, and that is an extra SAS controller. So we have a SAS controller on board and this SAS controller. Power button, reset, status LEDs, 2 front USB, a DVD player. Here we have a tape drive, an HP Storage Work Ultrium 448 SAS. And when we open the front panel as a door, we see here the hard drive unit and a lot of dust. And there are dummies installed and no hard drives. So in the hard drive unit you can install 8 2.5 inch hard drives, or I think that's another module, you can install I think 6 3.5 inch hard drives in here. So this machine is designed as an affordable machine for small businesses that have like space in their server room, because it's a really roomy server inside. And it's not made to be super small, so we have a lot of expansion slots here, but still we have 2 CPUs, a lot of memory support, a lot of expansion. So you can do a lot with this machine, but it's not space efficient. And this chassis is now a tower, but there's also a rack mount kit to put it in the rack as a 5U server. So a 5U server with 2 CPUs and 8 hard drives is not that efficient. We have 2 Ethernet ports, 2 USB, COM port, VGA, PS2. We have now 1 power supply installed, and there's like a blank here, so it can run 2 power supplies. And here we see that the PCI Express is X4. PCI X is 64-bit 100 MHz, 2 slots, and 1 slot 133 MHz. So the PCI slots are not that fast. And a nice detail is it came with the original keys that was hanging here on the bracket, and there's also a tag here from the iLoad default network settings. The system is really dirty and not cleaned for a while. Here we have like a carpet of dust on the cool block. But I don't gonna clean it now, because I want to try out if it takes more memory. So we have an air duct here. Let's see, is it easy to remove? Or maybe we need to just remove the whole fan assembly. Shunon fans, 92 millimeters, with a special 5-pin connector, so no standard fans. So if a fan fails, you'll probably need to find the correct one, otherwise your system will give you big troubles. Samsung memory, HP branded, 1 GB stick. So the system is never upgraded probably. And I think the tape drive came from the factory. SAS 3442E HP, yes, this probably a factory option. Oh, this is funny. The memory that I gonna install is Dell branded. Yeah, and it is a kit of 2, and the kit is 8 GB and the stick is 4 GB. Here inside of the side panel we have the memory configuration, interleaving or non-interleaving. So we need to fill up 1A, 5A, then 2B, 6B and so on. So let's fill it all up instead of doing it in small steps. We have nothing to lose. Even if I blow up all these memory sticks, I still have enough memory sticks left over. And I think the maximum of this system is 32 GB like I have installed now. Let's put the cooling back, because the FB-dimms run quite hot. 32 GB memory detected. So this will run for probably a few hours. Let's test some memory. So the memory test is done without any errors. And from this fan comes cold air and here is really hot air. So running 32 GB memory in this system will cause a lot of heat. And I put the cover on top because the components run a bit on the hot side. There's really a lot of heat inside. I think the cooling is not enough for this system. Probably the fan profiles are not correct. And the memory is really hot also. But this set is working without any error, so I'm gonna swap it out for new memory and test more. This is really way too hot. I'm almost burning my fingers. So let's add some extra airflow in this system, because the cooling is not good enough. I would think that Noctua had better Molex connectors than this one. That doesn't sound correct. Orange LEDs by the memory banks. And the fans are blowing full speed. So I have some memory issue. We probably have a faulty module, so let's remove a part of the memory. I think I'm gonna do the memory off camera, otherwise this video will be way too long and way too boring. I think this module is faulty. Okay, the single module also works, so maybe I need to just reseat all the memory and try it out. Seating the memory helped. It's still working with the 8 modules that were faulty earlier. All the 32 GB of memory is detected. So let's have this machine run for a few hours. This set of memory passed the MEM test. But here on this memory bank we have an orange LED, so I will take this memory module and put it apart and probably test it out later. Maybe this is a faulty module, but because of the ECC it doesn't have to be an issue while running the system, but there's still something wrong with this module. But I have 60 modules, if I need to throw one out it's not an issue. And let's mark the module. It's a meh module. Oh joy, also this memory set has some errors. That will be really fun to test all the sticks on this way. It's 2 days later and I'm still testing memory. And I need to test 12 more sticks. I have 39 working 4 GB sticks. So they all have the status OK. And one stick is meh. So I probably need to test it alone and maybe I just gonna throw it away. Because as you can see I have enough sticks. These are the original sticks. So is this machine worth keeping or does it belong in a dumpster? To be honest, let's do a mini review of this system. This system has bad caps. So yeah. This system probably gonna go, but the heat output of this system is a lot. So for the performance, the heat output is not favorable. Also the components run really hot because there's not enough cooling. A machine like this you can buy in the Netherlands for around 50 euros. And this one is the basic config with one CPU, not much upgrades. So I don't think it's worth to keep this machine with the bad caps. Because to run two CPUs you need to have the VRM and an extra CPU block. And I saw on Bargain Hardware in the UK that a VRM is like £7, a cooler £19, a CPU on eBay is like $5 to $10. So if you add that up, it's still a bit affordable, but you will spend around, with shipping, 50 euros, $50 to get two CPUs running. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. I think you can better buy a DL380 generation 6, 7 or 8 or any dual socket 1366 platform with DDR3. That's much more modern, much more cores, much more memory. This one maxed out at 32 gigabytes, so you can better buy something brand new, low power with 64 gigabytes of memory, or get an old enterprise machine but which is newer. So yeah, the HP ML350, better not get it. There are so much better systems on the market right now, and this system is really big and bulky and only a lot of heat output and not much performance. Of course, it's a quad core and now 32 gigabytes of memory, but 32 gigabytes of memory, if you don't get it for free, it's already a lot of money. I think it's 5 to 10 euros a stick. So yeah, that is 40 to 80 euros on memory alone. No, don't get this machine. I probably gonna take it apart. So yeah, don't get an ML350 generation 5. It's not worth your money and there are just better solutions. So I'm gonna scrap this. You probably won't like that. So yeah, I don't care if you put a dislike on this video because of that. I think I can better pick up an DL380 generation 6 or 7 for almost nothing than to spend any time and effort to fixing this one and putting more CPUs in it, because then it's still a server that overheats. If you want to see more server content, you can click one of the 3 videos now on screen. And if you want to support me, you can support me monthly on Patreon or use my Amazon affiliated links. Thanks for watching.